If I could bend the knee for anyone, it would be Vanessa Kirby. She was fantastic in this. I would love to see a Josephine film. Hey everyone, welcome back to Candid Cinema. I'm Amanda, otherwise known as AMX ND Reviews on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. Today I will be reviewing the new Ridley Scott film, Napoleon, starring Joaquin Phoenix and the lovely, lovely Vanessa Kirby, who I love so much. Listen. I refreshed my mind, and I had watched Gladiator for the first time since I was a kid on Sunday. And I wanted to prepare to watch Napoleon because I was very excited for this for some reason. I love The Last Duel from Ridley Scott, and we do not mention House of Gucci. We never mention House of Gucci. I just want you all to know that we do not mention House of Gucci in this house. We just don't do it. So I was excited for Napoleon. Gladiator is literally one of the best movies ever made. I was obsessed with it while I was watching it on Sunday, and Joaquin Phoenix is incredible as Commandant. Russell Crowe's brilliant. But going into Napoleon, from what I've been hearing, I was a bit nervous. So The Last Duel is one of his best films that he has made since Prometheus. I really enjoy Prometheus. I'm a Prometheus truther. It is one of my favorite Alien films. Obviously, Alien's really good, but The Last Duel was his best since Prometheus. Alien Covenant wasn't well received, but I actually really enjoyed it. But going into Napoleon, people were saying that it wasn't Ridley Scott. It was a very different Ridley Scott. And we've been getting a different side of Ridley Scott for a very long time here. So I went to go watch it. And the opening has a bit of history of Napoleon. And I'm thinking, because I just watched Gladiator recently, I was like, oh, wow, it's kind of starting like Gladiator, not with the same amazing score from Hans Zimmer, but I was like, okay, if we're going to get that, I don't know what people are saying. Then I watched the movie. I learned absolutely nothing about Napoleon other than he is a whiny little man who just got angry at the smallest things. And that's all I got from Napoleon. I don't know if they were trying to make fun of him because that's what I got. But if you're trying to make fun of a historical figure like that, let's lean into it. Let's make him look really dumb. Let Joaquin be as whiny as he was as Commodus. Let's just lean into all of that, because I think that if you were going to play him as this brute who was just a tyrant, then you could have made it so big and hysterical and really exaggerate how bad he really was. But he didn't do that. Ridley Scott played it safe with this. He made a historical epic, sure. We kind of went through Napoleon's biggest achievements and failures. We went through all of that. We went through all the wars. And in between all of the wars, he was in love with this woman named Josephine, who's played brilliantly by Vanessa Kirby. If I could bend the knee for anyone, it would be Vanessa Kirby. She was fantastic in this. I would love to see a Josephine film, a la Marie Antoinette. I think that would be amazing to do, because Josephine is an incredible woman from what I got here in Napoleon. I learned more about Josephine than I did about Napoleon. Everything else is bland. The color grading, oh my God. I couldn't tell if it was the French flag. I obviously knew it was the French flag, but with how bad the color grading was, it could have easily been the Italian flag. It could have easily have been the Ireland flag. What are you doing? Let's bring the brightness back. I understand that you want to make it a bleak and just gloomy film because he's just a sad little man, but can we bring color back? Let's bring color. Vibrant colors back. Can we do that? I understand it's a historical epic. That doesn't mean that it has to have this gray, steely tone the entire film. What are we doing here? The one thing that I can say is that the battle sequences, some of the best Ridley Scott has done. Hidden in there. He's there somewhere. Ridley Scott is somewhere in Napoleon, and it's in the battle scenes. But I didn't expect this to be funny. I was pleasantly surprised that there was laughter. Because everything else was just dragging. There's no way that you could balance the love that he had for Josephine and then him going to war or him trying to take Lion 24/7. There was intertext, there were dates splattered all over the place, and there were white flashes to show time passing. It was just little scenes smashed together to show who Napoleon was, and yet we still don't know anything. Joaquin, he's always great. The man can do anything. His line deliveries, when he's whining or he's complaining or he's yelling at people, that's what I wanted more of, because that's where he was a lot of fun to watch. That was entertaining. When he goes up to the member of parliament from the UK and he yells at him and says, "You guys think you're so great because you have boats." What? I needed more of that because I cried laughing. That was so funny. Why didn't we get more of that? I think the voiceovers going back from the letter writing from Josephine to Napoleon, back and forth, all of that was fine if, again, we had more of a connection to the two of them. There was nothing there. It was like, here's history. I'm going to change it a bit and make him a whiny little man. But here are the cliff notes of what happened in Napoleon's life, and then we learn nothing about him. So I was very disappointed with Napoleon. I was, because Ridley Scott is a great filmmaker. He just is very inconsistent with his work, but he also doesn't care. So I can commend him for that. He's like, I want to make this movie. I don't care. I'm going to do it however I want. And that's fine. We need more of that, because there are people who love Napoleon. Okay, it's not me. I love Vanessa Kirby in it. I love Joaquin Phoenix in it, but everything else was just really bland. And thank God for those battle scenes. Could have used a pop of color. I think the highlight for me was at the end when he brought swords to a gunfight. It is brutal. It is gory. It's freaking bloody. I expected that considering what went into making Gladiator. I will be giving Napoleon a 2.5 out of 5. There were some elements that I enjoyed, but the movie as a whole is just bloated, and I understand you wanted to show his life and what he did, but we don't get enough of the character. We don't learn anything about him, unfortunately. So that's where I'm at. Please let me know what your favorite Ridley Scott film is down below, and why is it Gladiator? Why is it Gladiator? We all know it's going to be Gladiator, but let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you guys enjoyed Napoleon, and if you enjoyed this review, please like and subscribe. You guys can always follow me over at AMXNDA Reviews on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. And if you guys want to help me grow this wonderful channel, you can find out ways to do that in the bio below. I'll catch you guys next time. Keep watching movies.